Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge. What a weekend in the Premier League title race. Man City lose to Bournemouth 2-1. Thoroughly deserved win for Bournemouth. Arsenal losing at Newcastle and Liverpool turning things around at home to Brighton to win 2-1. That puts them 7 points ahead of Arsenal on 25 points. Man City stay on 23. What does that mean for the title race for you? Because tell you what, straight away, well done to Liverpool today, but I still look at Liverpool and I don't see a definitive favourite for the title. And I think even Liverpool fans would agree with that. And I think Arne Slot would agree with that. They're doing very, very well, but they've not got into a rhythm yet. And that's probably a dangerous thing, that they're top and they haven't really got going yet. Arsenal look like a team that are struggling, and we'll talk about them in a minute. And Man City, again, I look at Man City, very lucky to get a win at Wolves. Very lucky to beat Fulham. And, and then obviously today they haven't beat Bournemouth. And 1-0 against Southampton last week as well. This has been coming for Man City. And I think Pep Guardiola would look at it and go, oh, we're winning while we're playing badly. But they probably should have won. They've took 9 from 12 to be fair, but they were lucky against Wolves. They were lucky against Fulham. It was only 1-0 against Southampton, and today they've not got lucky. And look, they're definitely not going to get any sympathy from anybody because Rodri's injured. Apparently they've got an injury crisis, and yet on the bench they've got Savio, De Bruyne and Doku. So, everyone would like that injury crisis, wouldn't they? The bottom line is Man City are just not as freewheeling as they were last season, and they are adjusting to not having Rodri, of course. But this is brilliant for the Premier League, absolutely brilliant, because everybody just predicts Man City are going to win the league. And look, they're only 2 points off the top. They probably are going to start playing well. They probably will be a juggernaut after Christmas again. And that's why you've got to make hay. So fantastic effort from Bournemouth. We often forget in these shocks just how important the team is that wins it, and Bournemouth deserved it. Yeah, Man City could have got an equaliser at the end, but you're going to sit in and you're going to defend when it's that tight. But they thoroughly deserved that result. Man City just not firing at the moment, and I do think a lot of it's to do with Rodri. They do look a little bit one-dimensional. And can we just give a massive shout out to Vardiel as well? Another brilliant goal, not from the edge of the box, curling it in. Brilliant header. Where would they be without Vardiel and the goals he's scoring as well? So problems for Man City. Is it the off-field court case? Is it the fact that Pep's probably going to go in the summer? They're just not quite at it. There's a bit of fatigue around them at the moment. And I'm sure they will click into gear at the moment, but that is a bit of a crisis for Man City. Of course it is. I don't like doing Man City in crisis videos because I do it every bloody year and they still win the league. And I still think they will win the league, but it's good when they're dropping points. Looking at Arsenal, I purposely didn't want to react to Arsenal's results too quickly because I think what happened in the Liverpool and Man City game would give levels to how bad Arsenal's performance was. Obviously, Liverpool have won, so they're now 7 points behind them, but Man City didn't win. So the way Arsenal could look at it is, well, in relation to Man City, they're the team that we've got to close the gap on because they're the team that will win the league. If we beat Newcastle and they beat Bournemouth, the gap's 5 points. If we lose to Newcastle and they lose to Bournemouth, the gap is 5 points. So, missed opportunity for Arsenal, but they never deserved it today. I've looked at Arsenal this season and I think that, Brighton at home, early red card, they probably would have won that game without it. Bournemouth, again, beating Arsenal as well, remember. Saliba red card, they'd have fancied winning that without that red card. Obviously, Man City with Trossard, the Odegaard injury. There are explanations why Arsenal aren't where they were last season. In discipline and injury, they don't necessarily have the squad that a Liverpool or Man City have. But today against Newcastle, what's the excuse? You're strong enough to get a result there. Not enough risk, not enough reward, and Newcastle deserved to win that. There was no controversy. It wasn't a great game, but it wasn't like you would expect Newcastle to defend and counter. Very good goal for Newcastle, very good 3 points for Newcastle, and Arsenal in that scenario definitely didn't deserve anything out of the game. So I think Arsenal are out of a title race. I've said this before. I don't see Arsenal getting into a title race unless something incredible happens with Man City, where they start losing loads and loads of games and Liverpool drop points. The only way Arsenal can get back into this is if those teams above them start shedding points, allowing their bad start to be okay and relevant. If this season goes anything like the last 5 or 6 and you need 90 points, I don't think Arsenal are going to do that this year. And I don't think that makes Arsenal a bad side. They'll get criticised, but generally I think it's fine margins. They could have another 6 points just because of indiscipline and silly yellow cards. So I don't think Arsenal are a bad side. I just don't think they look like they believe in themselves as much this year. And that leaves Liverpool, who, again, at half-time at Anfield, Brighton look very, very worthy leaders and look probably like they're going to get something. But then you just expect, because we've seen it already in this short period of time, you expect Arne Slot to change things at half-time, and then they get the quick goals and they win the game 2-1. And Brighton will look at that and go, we haven't done a lot wrong. Just in that 5-minute period, Liverpool have gone and won the game. Liverpool don't concede many goals, of course. And it's a big 3 points. And it'll be very interesting next week because Man City have got to go to Brighton. It'll be interesting to see how Brighton deal with Man City because they could have got something today. They'll have seen Bournemouth get something today. And they may well look at it and go, well, you know what? That could be another opportunity for Man City to drop points. So, look, the title race is very interesting. That's what we want. I'd love to see Arsenal get back into it. As a Man United fan, I don't want Liverpool winning 20 titles and I don't want Man City winning 5 in a row. So, but there is a vulnerability to everybody at the moment. I mean, obviously, we've spoken about Arsenal, we spoke about Man City, and as I said, Liverpool at the moment don't look like a free-flowing title favourite. They still look themselves. And Arne Slot said it at the start of the season, you won't see my Liverpool team flowing the way I want it to until probably December. So that is ominous where they are at the moment. But, you know, also look at Bournemouth today. Nottingham Forest are in 3rd place. Brighton played very, very well. It's a really competitive league at the moment. And I think the most important thing is you've got to make hay, haven't you? You've got to get the points on the board because how long will Man City be like this? I don't think anyone expects this to last that long. Of course, they haven't got Rodri, but there's a January transfer window coming very, very soon. Also, Arsenal go to Chelsea next week. We mustn't forget that. And we mustn't forget Chelsea. I mean, they go to Old Trafford tomorrow. We mustn't forget Villa. If Chelsea and Villa win tomorrow, they're right in it. So, yeah, just a scintillating, exciting Saturday. I wish the Premier League could be like this all the way through to the end of the season. I don't think it will be. I think we'll get the usual Man City click at some point. But look, I said on Monday, I think Arsenal are out of the title race. I just don't see it. Get your comments in on that. What are your thoughts? Man City are playing badly at the moment. How long can that continue? And Liverpool have taken advantage of it. So who's your title favourite at the moment? Because I would still say Man City. You know, as much as we take the piss, I would still say they're not playing well at the moment and they will play better. We know they will play better. Pep Guardiola is the best manager in the world. They will play better. But look, just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Get your comments in below. Smash a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe. I'll speak to you on the next one.